everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the second season of Haikyuu.
This season showcases Karasuno as they train to compete in the national championships and finally beat their longtime rival, Aoba Johsai.
I think that's how
Yes, I think that's how
they got so many rival schools now.
Yes.
I mean, they kept introducing more this season, so now it's like, which one are they again? Because then you have to get them, then they got someone else, then they got someone else. It's like, you're gonna fight the whole country at this rate.
And not only did we get to see more of the featured characters, Hinata and Kageyama, you got the introduction of some new characters. A new girl manager who's going to take over from the current manager, and as you said, more teams that they get to go up and play against.
Right. And we also got some more backstories on the other team members.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, of course, you know you're going to get Hinata and, what's the other guy's name again?
Kageyama,
thank you. You got their stories already mostly in Season 1. So in this one, the other players, like the ace and the blocker, they get their backstories revealed, and then it shows up for the latter half of the season during the tournament portion of it.
Yes. And we have to say that this season was just as exciting as Season 1. It didn't let up. It didn't get boring. It didn't go another direction. The only thing it did do is somewhere down the line, the animation changed slightly.
Yes.
That's it. But other than that, it was just as fantastic as Season 1. Just as exciting, just on the edge of your seat action. And we actually finally got to see Hinata and Kageyama have a disagreement.
Right.
And it was their first one since the beginning when we began playing and they were at odds. But it actually helped them get their games better individually,
right,
as well as together as a team.
Right. For the first half, they're preparing to do these games to enter a tournament because, gosh, you gotta go through a lot of games to get to the main game. They kept doing these practice games with these other schools, and every time they would lose, they had to do some type of training and stuff. So they were working hard, pretty much 24/7, day in and day out. So they were really intense on not making the same mistake as in the end of Season 1. So they were very determined to make up for that. And you can see that they're really just dedicated to this game, because you see some of these other teams, and granted, some of the teams don't get as much focus, of course, but there are moments within the season, especially near the last half, and they go up against specific people. They got their own journeys that they kind of shine on why they're there, how they see the game, why they want to win, why they love the sport, and it's all very engaging, because even though Karasuno High is the main one you want to win, you do feel some sympathy for the losing teams or the opposition, because all of them are basically here because they love the game.
It was great because we got to learn a little more about Tsukishima and his backstory, which was really interesting. You kind of get to understand why his personality is the way it is. And we learn more about the rivalry between the different teams.
Right.
Not just Karasuno and how it's viewed as wingless crows, but seeing the other teams and more of what's going on with them behind the scenes, and why for them it's important to win these different challenges. And some are more intense than others in wanting to win, and some are learning that they've been playing the game a little too casually, too casually, and that they really can be better. Some of them think that they can't be better, but after going up against Karasuno, they're learning how this team plays and how they join together, and there's teamwork, and how you've got all these people with all these different gifts and talents, and how they improve and they adjust as the game goes on. And it seems to inspire some of the teams that aren't as motivated to want to be more motivated, even if it's not this season, the next season. So I thought that was really a great aspect of this show. And as I've said a million times to you when we're just talking, this show is great at being motivational and inspirational and teaching lessons and just having you just want to be better yourself at everything you do. Hinata's passion for what he does and everything he does, he wants to excel and be the best. And it just kind of rubs off on you. You're watching him. You're like, yeah, I want to be the best too. I want to do great too. Ah!
I love that. Yeah, there was time every time they go there to start yelling, he's like, dear gosh, shut up! And it's funny to bring up to the teams because of the mention, like you said, you got all these different types of teams here. And
so many of them have tall people.
Right. I was just going to bring up that Hinata has now made such an impact that many teams have either tried to get their own Hinata by having a short guy playing, or to beat him out, they have these freakishly large people that are not humanly this tall in this anime, and they got like 6'7", near 7 foot,
and they're in high school.
You're like, no, that's a Titan. That's not a human.
That's what we kept saying. Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan. Every time someone's like, he says the Titan.
And some of these people like they're not human. They have like a Russian blocker, and they got one guy look like Bakugo with a shaved head or something. I don't know. They got some of these most intense people ever, and it will hit the ball so hard that you don't see it.
But what I think was really interesting about these different characters is that each had different personalities, different reasons for why they wanted to play, different reasons for why they wanted to win, and it wasn't that every tall person was the same. I love this show, like My Hero Academia, has really distinct personalities and distinct characters. So far, none of these characters are the same. And that really is a mark of a fabulous and talented writer, that you can have all these different characters representing so many different personalities and types, and it does it wonderfully and beautifully and convincingly. So the writers of this show are brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Right.
So I want to mention quickly that we have the return of our favorite English dub voice actors for this show, because yes, we watched the dub and not the sub version. You have Greg Colt, Scott Dibbs,
Adam Gibbs, yeah.
Bryson Baggs, of course, is Hinata, and you have.
But what's his name? Blake? What now?
Blake Shepard.
Yeah.
Yes, Blake Shepard. Sorry, Soma. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they had quite a few. I'm glad that they actually kept, all the English voice actors, because, here sometimes they'll decide, change it out because they want to keep some of the celebrity voices, but they kept pretty much the majority of the cast, pretty much, I think, the whole series.
There's one character who was obvious that the voice actor changed not once, but twice during the series.
Yeah, I think it was that captain. It was that captain of the. I can't remember his name right now. I just call him Monoma because he acts like Monoma. He's the captain of the
Aoba Johsai.
Aoba
Johsai. Yes, the one who does the incredible serve that people usually can't handle, and they can't prepare for it. But it's obvious that his voice actor changed not once but twice. And that's the only part that I was a little disappointed in, because the English actor who did him season 1 was perfect. He had the right amount of sarcasm, guys, and enough of that flighty arrogance to his voice where he was convincing, and you got used to him. And the guy now, he's portraying him differently. He's not as sarcastic and arrogant, and I'm missing that because I'm used to this character being that way.
Yeah, and the character's slightly different too, because the other one, he was arrogant, but you knew not to mess with him. He was a leader and stuff, and here, he's more like the arrogant guy who thinks he's in charge, and he really isn't, and the team doesn't really respect him that much, so I was kind of wondering what happened. Yeah, I don't know if that was part of the manga or the anime changed. I have no idea because we haven't read it. Besides that change, they also had, the animation was slightly different, with the drawings.
As we mentioned earlier, right.
Right, because they looked like the characters in the manga, and now they're slightly off.
And one thing that was great about season 1 is that the characters, even, their bodies were different. They had different legs. Some were muscles, some were not. And now all of the body types look the same. So, maybe it was easier in the animation for them, I should say. And then also the cross-hatching that appears underneath the chins. By the end of the series, that's gone.
Yeah.
And you've just got shadows instead of the little cross-hatching. Mm-hmm. Of course, I have to mention the return of David Matranga. Yes! He's still here.
Yes. Yes, he's there, and he has like 5 lines.
He has more than 5 lines. Thank you very much. But what was really wonderful is that the way the season ended is really making us excited for season 3, which we'll be watching soon, and we can't wait. It's just like with season 1, the way it ended, you were just ready. There's another competition coming up, and you can't wait to see what happens. You can't wait to see how the characters grow. You can't wait to see the challenges they face and the fun lines that come out. And of course, we love the little vignettes in between the first half and the second half of each episode, mm-hmm. where they're trying to knock the bottles down. Right. And now they not only have Karasuno, but they also have the Aoba Johsai team, mm-hmm. showing them trying to do the same thing. We love those. They're they're funny and they're hilarious. So can't wait for season 2. I'm sorry, can't wait for season 3. Love season 2 as much as season 1. So if you actually are a lover and watcher of Haikyuu and you've seen season 2, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Right.
If you haven't seen it and you love sports, this is one sports anime you really should invest the time in watching, starting with season 1 and going to season 2. It's absolutely fabulous. And if, like me, you actually played volleyball when you were in high school and loved it, this will just rekindle your love of it so much you won't believe how much fun you're going to have and how much you're going to enjoy it.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get new updates on Paws Podcast.
Including airing of Season 3 and Season 4 podcasts for Haikyuu.
Yes. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ice Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainments.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights. Trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you want to do? Well, man, it's on you. My dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later.